Cyn wants us to find a style for our hair. But I would want to do the 6 braids again since I'm not going anywhere besides reading at my desk. I don't want y'all to get mad at me when I say this, but this form of thinking, and I love you so much, boo, I love you, but this form of thinking is why Black women are not getting hair as long as everybody else is. You are in nursing school, right? As a nurse, what would happen to one of your clients who, let's say you are a nurse for a woman who had a baby, or somebody who just had surgery? What is going to happen to a person, some legs that don't get touched but once every 3 weeks? You don't move your legs, you're not moving your arms, you're not touching your body. There is no blood flow, there is no oxygen flow, there is no movement on the hair shaft in 3 weeks. But once every 3 weeks. What would happen to your patient? What would happen to that limb if it was only exercised once every 3 weeks? And then what would happen to their body? If you in physical therapy after something, you don't get to get up once a week and move. No, you are having repetitive cycles of things that you're doing every single day. Every day, you're going to have to get up and do certain exercises to get certain muscles in your body triggered again. You're going to have to do certain things to keep blood flow moving. The reason that Black women have problems with hair growth is because their hair follicles are dead, blocked. Their hair shaft has no movement. We think that just because our hair is harder to do, that it's okay for us to not do it. My love, just because nobody sees your hair doesn't mean that your hair is not royal and worthy of attention. So the only time that your hair shaft and your follicle is worthy of attention is if you leave in the house. If other people see you, what about how you see you? Your body is a machine, and it is not going to respond to you if you don't show it respect. It's just as simple as that. And I know sometimes that may be hard for a lot of people to understand, but it is the truth. You cannot expect for your hair to do anything, and all you do is wash it once a month and then leave it in braids on the top of your head. No. Because if we, like, you're a scientist, you're a nurse, you're a scientist. If you sit down with people, right? If you sit down with a woman as a scientist, right? You know that you can do the scientific method, which does the process of elimination. So if you, as a scientist, as a nurse, my love, this is what you do. If you go in and you have 2 patients and you trying to figure out what's the difference between the 2 of them, why is this medication working on her and not her? What are you going to do? You're going to sit down and you're going to ask them questions, and you're going to figure out what their patterns are. You're going to ask them what their routines are. And once you figure out their patterns and their routine, you can then map out the differences. And by mapping out the differences, you can see why one is getting results and why one is not. So if I use us as an example, if you see a woman, let's say a Samoan woman who has hair to her butt, and then you look at a Black woman from, I'm gonna say where I'm from Detroit, who hair ain't never grew past right here, right? And then you sit them down and you ask them what their patterns are. The one who got hair down to her butt, when you ask her how often she washes her hair, she's gonna say, every day or once every 2 days. But then you ask the other lady how often she washes her hair, she's gonna say once every 3 weeks. You ask one, how often do you comb and brush your hair? Your hair is so shiny and beautiful. How often do you comb and brush your hair? And what do you put in it? She's going to say, I don't put anything in my hair, but maybe leave-in conditioner. And I brush my hair twice a day, in the morning when I wake up and at night before I go to bed. But then if you go ask the other woman from Detroit who hair right here, if you ask her how often do you brush her hair, she's going to say, combs and brushes are bad. I don't use combs and brushes. I only finger detangle, because combs and brushes break off your hair. I just want you to see it. I just want you to hear it. I'm not trying to offend you, but if you can hear it yourself, you can give me a tool if that sounds like, if that still sounds smart to you. It's so easy. When you do the process of elimination, you can clearly see the differences. One group of women braids hair and then takes a bottle of oil and squeezes it all over their scalp and then don't wash their hair off for like 3 months. Or, well, I gotta say 3 months. You squeeze the oil because it looks so good on the videos. And you squeeze the oil in between every braid and then you don't wash your hair for about a month. She don't do that. If she does put oil on her hair, she's doing it as a treatment and she's going to wash it out that night. She's not going to leave it in for 3 months. That is the difference. So if we just pay attention to small differences like that, it's so easy to get to the why. It's so easy to get to the why. And if we lose our pride, because the thing is, I tell y'all this difference all the time, but it is your pride that says, I've been doing this for 20 years. You've been doing it for 20 years and it ain't been working. So try something else. And what I'm telling you to try costs nothing. It actually costs less. I'm telling you to do less. Why are you arguing about doing less? Why are you arguing about spending less money? Do less and see what happens.